Hello everyone, in today's session we will be discussing important deposits or types of account that we can open in a bank. Now there are 6 different types of accounts. First is current account, then savings bank account, fixed deposit account, home safe account, recurring deposit account, and multiple option deposit account. Now let us see the first type of account, that is current account. Now this is the primary function of the primary function of the bank is to serve the business community, means they are supposed to help the business. So the current account, it is mainly focused on business activities, means the business, they need to deposit as well as they withdraw money, or sometimes they used to send money to some other parties as well. So for that reason current account was introduced. Normally when we go to a bank and if we have savings account, then there will be some limit over the cash transaction or withdrawal transaction, but in case of current account there is no limit in the transaction numbers in a day. So that is why current accounts are nothing but used by business enterprises. Cash, checks and drafts may be deposited many times and withdrawn also many times a day in this account. As this account renders continuous services, so it is known as current account. The bank generally does not allow interest on this account. Normally in savings account and other different types of account we get some interest, but in current account bank usually they don't give any interest, because like if we save money for a particular period of time, the bank, what they do is that they use that amount of money and they lend it to someone else, and because they are using our deposit of money, they are allowing us interest. But in case of current account, there is no surety that the business will keep a particular amount of money with the bank. It is not sure, means how, if there is any emergency or if they need to make urgent payment, then they will make payment through their bank account. So in order to commit those in order to make that commitment towards the account holder, bank they don't allow interest. Then next special feature about this current account is overdraft facility. It is a special feature of this account. In order to open current account, what we have to do is that we have to fill up an application form. There must be someone, preferably the account holder, means if you are planning to open a current account in Axis Bank, then you have to take recommendation or reference of any Axis Bank account holder to open your current account in that particular bank. After checking the application form and verifying it thoroughly, the bank opens the account. The account holder has to keep certain specified minimum balance with the bank. Now this minimum balance, it depends upon bank. Generally it is 500. After the account is open, the bank issues following 3 books, means after submitting or after opening account, what you will receive from the bank is, first is your passbook. It is the copy of the customer's ledger account maintained by the book, means usually after every transaction bank they used to make ledgers for them, but due to secrecy problem they cannot show their ledger to all the customers. So what they do is that they provide you passbook, and in that passbook all the transactions related with your account will be mentioned in that particular passbook. Now nowadays there is one new practice of issuing statement of account, means instead of giving passbook they used to provide statement of account. Now this statement of account you can take from bank weekly, daily, monthly, depending upon your needs or requirement for the bank statement. Now why do we need this passbook or statement of account? We use that passbook or statement of account to prepare bank reconciliation statement. And what is this BRS? We will see in accountancy. Okay, then another next thing that you will receive after opening current account is checkbook. We all know what is a check. Check is nothing but it is an instruction to the bank by the account holder to pay the certain specified amount to himself or any other person as per the instruction of the account holder. If you want to withdraw but for yourself, then you will just simply give that check to the bank and bank will make payment to you. But if you want to give someone else, then you can just write that person's name in your check and that person can take that check to the bank and withdraw money from your account. Now these checks can be bearer, means the person who is bearing or who is carrying that check, they can withdraw money from your bank. Order means you can simply write name of a particular person to means you can write a particular person's name in that check and order the bank to make payment to him. Then cross check means if you fill up check and if you make two parallel lines on top of the left hand side corner of a check, that means it is a cross check. Cross check means amount will not be given into the hands of the bearer or the person, but the amount which is mentioned in the check will be deposited into the account number that is mentioned in the check. The payment of the bearer check is made on the counter of the bank, means bearer check are made payment on the counter of the bank itself. The amount of cross check is credited to an account in the bank. Then the third book that we will get is pay in slip book. It is also known as deposit slip. It is filled in while depositing cash, checks and drafts in the bank. If you go to a bank and if you want to deposit any money, then the slip or the form that you fill up, it is nothing but pay in slip or deposit slip. In the similar manner, when you deposit checks or drafts in the bank, at that time also you have to fill up this deposit slip and give it to the bank. Now it contains the information regarding your name, then account number, then amount in words and figures, details of cash deposited, means various denomination like how many 10 rupees note or 500 rupee notes you are depositing. Details of the checks and drafts are also mentioned, and suppose if you are going to deposit check or draft, then you have to mention details of that checks or drafts. Now there are two parts of deposit slip, the main form and the counterfoil, which is retained for the reference. Mean the main form will be kept by the bank and the small part that they will give you is nothing but counterfoil for your future reference. Now let us see some advantages and disadvantages of current account. Now when we talk about advantages of opening current account, means it provides facility of deposits and withdrawals. Amount can be deposited and withdrawn many times a day. Usually this facility is not available on all the accounts, but in current account you can deposit and withdraw as many times as you want in a day. Then next is facility of overdraft. This facility is also not allowed in any other types of account but only in current account. In case of current account in the bank, facility to withdraw amount more than the deposit is available. If you have deposit of only rupees 10,000 and if you want to withdraw 20,000, then with the help of this overdraft facility you can do that. In order to avail of overdraft facility, in agreement with the bank is signed, means at first you have to sign a deal with or an agreement with the bank for availing these overdraft facilities. And third one is it increase in goodwill. Goodwill means good name of the business. The business having current account in the bank in its name is assumed to be reputed, means until unless the business is not reputed, the bank will not open a current account. So if you have a current account in the bank in your business's name, that means your business have some goodwill. Okay, then let us see some disadvantages of current account. Now first and the most important disadvantage is no interest. Generally interest is not allowed on current account, so enterprise have to suffer the loss of interest. Suppose if you open a current account with 5,000 of cash, 5,000 of deposit, and on the other hand if you open one savings account or any other type of account with 5,000, then in current account you will not receive any other interest. But if you invest that 5,000 in other types of account, then surely you will get some amount of interest. So getting no interest is one of the major disadvantage of current account. Then Maintenance of minimum balance is in case of current account, generally minimum balance of 5,000 has to be maintained. Now this 5,000 is not compulsory, means it depends upon bank how much they have fixed as the minimum balance. In case of small business units, it is very difficult to maintain this balance, but for some businesses which are very small in nature, even they find this 5,000 a huge amount of money to be kept at the bank. Then next is bank charges. The bank renders certain agency services and charges for these services, such as collection charges, postal charges, commission on making bank draft and on email, on mail transfers, etc. So for providing this type of services, what bank they do is that they charge some money from the current account. Then second type of bank account is saving bank account. The commercial banks have provided saving bank facility to encourage savings among low income group, that is workers, employees and students, etc. Means those people who have very less income or no income at all, if they have a small amount of money with them, then they can keep it in saving banks account. So it has helped in developing saving habit among people. This account can be opened with very small amount. The prescribed minimum balance is different in different banks. Generally it is 500 without checkbook, means if minimum balance is 500 but without checkbook, and 1000 with checkbook, but if you open your account with 1000, then they will provide you a checkbook. The minimum balance has to be always maintained, because suppose if you have if you have opened a saving account in a particular bank and they had rule of maintaining minimum balance of rupees 1000, then if your amount gets reduced, it is less than 1000, then what they will do is that they will charge some fine or penalty for not maintaining minimum balance. At present, interest at 3.5%, changing as per government decision, is allowed. Now this 3.5% is not constant every year. This might change as well, means nowadays I guess it is around 2 point something percent, okay, for savings bank. Savings bank account may be opened with checkbook facility and without checkbook facilities, means either you can take checkbook or you can opt for not taking checkbook. In case of checkbook facility, the minimum balance of 1000 has to be maintained. If it is without checkbook facility, withdrawal forms are filled in to withdraw money from bank. Means if you don't have any checkbook, then what you will do is that you will go to a bank and there you will find one withdrawal form. You have to fill that up and you can withdraw money from the bank. In case of checkbook facility, checks are issued for withdrawals. Practically, saving bank account with checkbook facility provides facilities of current account with interest but without overdraft facilities. Now, indirectly, when we take checkbook in savings bank account, so we can say that it is a current account but without overdraft facilities. Then passbook, deposit slips, withdrawal forms in case of without checkbook facilities. Checkbook in case of checkbook facility are issued to the customer. Normally passbook, deposit slip and withdrawal forms, means if you haven't taken checkbook, then they will provide you withdrawal forms, but if you have taken check, then passbook, deposit slips and checkbook will be given to you after opening a savings account. Now let us see some difference between current account and savings bank account. Account holders. This account is held by business houses in general. Current account are opened by the business houses, but savings bank account, it is opened by normal middle class group, or anybody can open a savings bank account except for any business. Then withdrawals. Amount can be withdrawn by checks only, means you can withdraw money from current account only through checks, but in case of savings bank account, you can withdraw through check as well as withdrawal slips. Then overdraft facility. In current account, overdraft facility is available, but in case of savings bank account, it is not available. Then interest. No interest is paid on current account, but Interest is allowed normally around 5% per annum on minimum monthly balances. Then restriction on withdrawals, there is no restriction on withdrawals, but in saving bank account there is restriction on withdrawals. Now, third type of account is fixed deposit or FD account. It is an account wherein fixed amount is deposited with the bank for specified fixed period. The bank, what they do is that after you deposited that money, they utilize that money for the period for which you have kept that money in the bank, and after the maturity they will refund you. Okay, this is why fixed deposit account holder gets interest at the highest rate, because your money will be kept at the bank for a fixed period of time, and within that fixed period of time you cannot withdraw any money. Okay, so that is why fixed deposit account holder, they get much higher interest than savings bank account holder. Now, after filling up the requisite FDR, that is fixed deposit form, the specified amount is deposited with the bank. After receiving the amount, the bank they will provide you one fixed deposit receipt, and in that fixed deposit receipt your name and address of the depositor will be mentioned, amount, then date of deposit, then date of maturity or the date of repayment will be mentioned, then along with the rate of interest which the bank will be giving to you, as well as signature of bank officers will be available in that fixed deposit receipt. And on the maturity date, what you will do is that you will take that receipt, and from bank you can get your money back. Now, there are some special features of fixed deposit account. It can be opened in individual's name or joint name, or even in the name of a minor. There is no restriction that a minor cannot open fixed deposit account. Means the guardians, they can open one fixed deposit account in the name of the minor. Now, in case of minor's account, date of birth of the minor should be mentioned in the form. If the minor does not attain majority, means if on the date of repayment or maturity date, the minor on whose name the account has been opened, if he doesn't reach the age of 18, then the guardian, they will get the matured money. After attaining majority, the payment is made to the minor himself. Means, but if the minor on the date of maturity, if he becomes major, means if he reaches the age of 18, then he will get the money by himself. Now, second special features of fixed deposit account is minimum amount for opening fixed deposit account is 500. Fixed deposit receipt cannot be endorsed or transferred. Means you cannot transfer your fixed deposit to anyone by just simply giving that receipt. The amount, if you want to withdraw, if it is very urgent and if you want to withdraw money before due date or maturity date, then you will get lower rate of interest. Then loan can be obtained on the security of FDR. Means by showing that FD, fixed deposit receipt, you can take loan by keeping that receipt as your security. Now let us see difference between deposit, current account and fixed deposit account. Meaning is same. Current account is continuous in operation, and fixed deposit, once you have deposited your money in bank, then till the maturity date you don't need to do any transaction. Then interest is not allowed in current account, but fixed deposit, they have the highest rate of interest. Then granting loan, overdraft facility is also kind of granting loan by the banks to current account holders. And in case of fixed deposit account, you can take loan by just keeping your FDR, fixed deposit receipt, as the security. Then withdrawal through checks, amount deposited can be withdrawn through checks whenever required, but in case of fixed deposit, checks are not used for withdrawals. The withdrawal should be made after the expiry of certain period or even earlier at the loss of interest. Then issue of documents, the bank issues checkbook, passbook and pay-in slip, but in case of fixed deposit, they give you fixed deposit receipt. Then type of holders, The current account holders are no one but business houses, but fixed deposit account holders can be individual or joint persons. Holders of this account are those who have surplus funds for a specified period. Now the fourth type of account is home safe account. Home safe account facility is provided by the bank to very small income group just to develop the habit of savings. Under home safe account, cash box is issued to account holder who drops coins and notes through hole in the cash box daily or whenever surplus cash is available. It is similar as savings bank account, but in home safe account what the bank they do is that they used to give home safe account cash box in which you have to keep your extra money. The cash box is locked. Its key is retained by the bank. After a week or month or at his own will, the account holder takes the cash box to the bank. The bank opens the lock of cash book in the presence of the customer, counts the cash and deposits it in the account of the customer. So that means first you have to open one home safe account in the bank, and the bank they will provide you with a box. In that box you will save your extra money, and whenever you want you can take that box to the bank. After opening it in the presence of customer, the bank will count it and the amount will be deposited in the account. In this way, after expiry of certain period, a large sum of money is deposited bit by bit. In order to promote savings, the bank has recently deputed its agents or employee to collect money from the residence of the customer. Sometimes the customer they don't go to the bank and take their box with them. So in order to promote savings, mean in order to make sure that people are saving money through this type of account, what the bank do is that they used to send agents or employee to the house of customers. Then fifth type of account is recurring deposit account or RD account. Recurring means repetition. So in this type of account, fixed specified amount is deposited every month for specified 3, 4, 5 or 10 years. Means every month you have to pay a particular specified amount of money into your account. After the expiry of the agreed period, if you have a fixed period of 3 years, then for those 3 years you have to repeatedly deposit that same amount of money in your bank account, and after expiry of that 3 years you will get your deposit money along with some interest. Generally rate of interest on this account is higher. This is the best method of accumulating large sum of money bit by bit over the period. Money received may be utilized for the purchase of consumer durables, that is you can television sets, fridges, scooters, etc. This is the most suitable method for fixed income group to make savings for the purchase of costly things in a planned manner. So if your source of income is fixed and if you purchase a very costly thing, then this type of account is suitable for you. Then the last type of account is multiple option deposit account. The multiple option deposit account or MOD is a combination of both saving bank or current account with term or special term deposit account, so that one can securely write checks up to the availability of drawing power as overdraft in the current account. Such account holders can also conveniently money through ATM automated teller machine. So multiple option deposit account is nothing but it is a combination of savings bank account as well as current account. But savings account gives you the feature of saving account gives you the means advantage of is depositing any amount of money and you can withdraw money through check. But in current means when we look at from the current accounts point of view, this MOD you get the facility of overdraft as well, and if you want to withdraw money then you can just withdraw through ATM. So these were the 6 types of accounts that you can open in a commercial bank. I hope you have understood this one, and for this session we will wind up here. So thank you.